So, so how do you avoid the cloud wash? Well, I guess there's a number of ways you can do that, but there's some really simple ones to remember is that there is no magic. So DR as a service isn't something you say, well, I've got this really complex, really hard to manage data protection environment, and I'm just going to give it to the service provider, and it's just going to work, because that's not how it works. You have to engage with the service provider and understand each other's capabilities, requirements before you can start to think about delivering a solution that's actually going to deliver what you want it to deliver. I come across this quite a lot when I'm talking to customers and to prospective customers. Say, well, we're talking to X and they're saying that our recovery time will be this. Well, unless they've tested it or you've done some sort of proof of concept, how can you possibly say how quickly you're going to recover somebody's data? It's not possible to give someone a guarantee without testing it, or at least doing the proof of concept, because depending on the technologies, as Mike's talked about, if I'm protecting data and I'm compressing it, I'm deduping it, I'm encrypting it, I've got to uncompress it, rehydrate the data, and unencrypt the data before I can start the recovery. So there's a time process just for that. Then, depending on how many files there are, that could take me a long time to recover all those files. So guarantees until you've tested something they're not worth the paper they're written on. So proof of concept is absolutely something you should be doing. And think about this as well. If you're actually looking for disaster recovery as a service rather than data recovery as a service, there aren't many disaster recovery providers in the marketplace. So outside of that, so that expertise, that experience, that knowledge of being out of recovering systems day in, day out, year on, year out, is there are seldom of those out there, and there are certainly even less at providing the recovery as a service. So as Mike touched on the question earlier around, well, can you do the recoveries for us, or at least can you work with us to document our technical recovery plans? There's not many of those around either. So it's something to think about. So there's lots of people out there, but not many actually will deliver what you want them to deliver. And one thing, just touching on it as well, cloud services in general, whether it's DR as a service or infrastructure service platforms, there are no standards. There aren't defined standards in the marketplace.